Today, we're going to do some quick practice and reminder about how to annotate nonfiction, specifically for a common assessment or a test. So let's take a look at the steps that we need to take to really understand a passage and make sure we can communicate our understanding on the questions by getting them right. So first things first, we're going to go to our questions and ID the focus paragraphs. Which paragraphs do the questions want me to really think about and go back and reread, have it annotate heavily, pay attention to vocabulary, all that kind of stuff. We're going to mark our focus paragraphs. What kind of vocabulary is there? What's our controlling idea? Is there supporting detail, summary, maybe an organizational pattern? And then we're going to read and annotate. So question 7 says, based on paragraphs 1 and 2, the reader can infer that. So I know that I need to make sure that I really understand paragraphs 1 and 2. I'm going to go back and I am going to insert a shape. If I go to equation, I can find these brackets. When I make this bracket, I can increase and decrease and manipulate and change its size so that I can block off this section that is paragraph 2. And I know that I need to go back here for, and I'm going to open a text box for question number 1. And I can make everything kind of the same color so that it corresponds, so I know exactly what I am looking at. Now, after I've marked this stuff back in my passage from the questions, I'm going to start to read and annotate the who, what, why, and how, because it's a nonfiction passage. So, opinion. From embarrassment to celebration of my bicultural identity. This is by Rudri Patel. It was written for the Washington Post, published a little over a year ago. What's that red dot on your mother's head? Well, I see mother, and I know that that's a person. I'm going to also highlight red dot. Just fix that annotation. Red dot, that's a what? That's a thing. So the red dot on your mother's head. I answered the question more than a dozen times. It was asked by acquaintances, friends, and at times strangers. Look at all that listing of people. There's a reason why all those people were listed. The red dot is a bindi. Bindi is a thing. That could be maybe a vocabulary word to think about or to key on later. It signifies she's married. I'd say in a quiet voice. My answer would lead to more questions about my family's Indian traditions. Now, I am going to highlight right here, my answer would lead to more questions about my Indians. I'm going to highlight that as a why because it helps me explain this question that she is asked right here, okay? So that's what I would continue to do for the entire paragraph and the rest of the story. Then, as it says right here, then after I finish reading, I would obviously go back and answer the questions, prove my answers with text evidence.